Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Salmin. I am the host of the Sam Maya Show. I want to thank you for hanging out with me a little bit on this Wednesday. It is snowing. We got a snow. I guess we got a snow day tomorrow for sure. My daughter is excited in the way that only a person who doesn't have to shovel, doesn't have to drive, doesn't have to pay for the people to remove snow can ever be. Like she was skipping when we went to the grocery store to get water. She is it's a beautiful thing to see a kid so happy for something that I didn't have to pay for yet. But I'm sure but you get it on the back end. But she's really happy, and it's getting higher, and she's going outside and she's taking measurements of the accumulation. She's making notice of it, and it's just one of those things that I'm not excited about. I mean, I'm not angry. I'm just not really excited about it. So I had to go out and go get the yet again. Like, I don't have a generator. I live in a condo, and this is an old place, so at times we do get little blackouts. Like, if it's last time we had a storm, and I was like, "Yo, I'm going to get the generator and keep it." Start looking at the price. It's like, or $900, $2,500. I could do that, or could gamble. But so I did go out and get some nice little flashlights, powered things, just in case, just to make everybody comfortable. That's what's happening. So that's where we are right now. I can hear the people from the HOA. This is why I pay the HOA. I can hear them backing up their trucks right now. I hope the sound of the beep 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 doesn't come into the microphone. So that's the good stuff. That on cue. That's my neighbor. I don't know what you could be doing to make that sound, but there's always something. And there's a lesson to be learned here for me. I haven't quite found it yet, though. I haven't found, I'm deadly serious. There's a lesson for me to learn from this situation of me living here, which I paid for, right? And it was good for a bit, and then then things start happening. So I'm always wondering what the lesson is, because I haven't found it. So maybe I'll get low. I mean, I pray and meditate. I get good with it, but it's just unnecessary behaviors and at unnecessary times, and there's conversations, and there's emails, and there's talks, and there's adjustments. And maybe I get to find out who I am. That's the same person that I wanted to hit in the head with the coffee mug. So, because I was parked in the wrong spot. But that was then. We're talking about now. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was black love. So never mind what I was starting to get into, like a violent place. It was like, really, something? I'm just me. I'm just a sinner, right? What do they say? Because the saint is just a sinner that fell down, but he got back up, right? And that is exactly who I am, and got back up. And if you get, who's that, McCullen? I forget who sings that, but we fall down and we get back up. I have to keep getting back up because I fall down a lot. I'm clumsy, and I'm a sinner. So check it out. So we're talking black love, right? Two. I talked to my boy today, and he calls me, and I'm thinking like, oh, what's good? We talking a little bit. We talking all the yah, catch up. And then he said to me, "Oh, you killing us right now." So I'm thinking I heard I'm killing it. I'm like, word? What's like, yo, you making it hard on it. My boy, you making it hard on your boy. My girl was listening to you. She hearing what you're saying about, men, how they treat women. And I'm like, okay. And I could tell it's something there. He was like, yo, you're killing us, dog. What's really good? Now, by us, he means him. There's not there's not some cult following, right, of there's no one outside with pitchforks and signs and there's Black Lives Matters over here, and then there's like, yo, he's killing us over there. It's none of that. There's none of that's happening. So basically, is him, and so I immediately when he said it to me, I knew where he was going. I didn't want to hear him. I didn't, and I told him. I said, okay, dogs, I don't even want to listen to you right now. And he starts laughing. I'm like, I'm being 100 with you. I don't even want to hear where you're going with this. And I'm going to listen to every word you say. I'm not going to distort his reality, right? I didn't want to be like, before he could even say what he had to say, for me to slip in and start justifying. That was just enough, right? So I'm listening to him, and he was, you got your cape on, sir. You know how you do with the cape, Captain, save a woman, whatever. And that's a clean version. And he was like, yo, that's the stuff you used to be on back in the day, and blah, 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 blah. He's taking my inventory. He's giving me a good assessment of my inventory. And I'm like, okay. He was like, yo, I thought you wanted to talk about black men. I was like, I do. I want to create a space for black men, right? But I don't say it. Cause that's what I'm like, yeah, men, MEN. Men do men things. None of that comes out of my mouth. I'm listening to him like, you talking boy being annoyed, but I got to let him have his space. So, and it's helpful for me to just keep my mouth shut and listen. So I'm listening, and I'm okay. And basically, that's what he wanted to say was, how you gonna get men to come together? Men don't want to hear that about. Men don't want to hear this. Like he's taking like a chart around. He took it around and was like, do you want somebody to call you out on do you want a man to say, do you want somebody to tell you this? Do you take care of your woman? Do you do this? And he came back with like the census. He came back with the census report. He could not have talked to more than 2 people. Because I know that he knows 2 people that I've seen on it. So I'm listening, and ta-da. So I'll go, okay. So this is what I said. I said, listen, I'm about black love, right? I love black love. I thought I invented that term, right? Honestly, I was in grad school when they were asking me about my film. And I think I shared this before. First and Forever, my thesis film, which won some awards. It's a really good film. It's about how do men learn how to be men being raised by women, right? And when we had to come up with what, like your pitch and your phrase, I forget what. Now look at how out of touch I am. You have to come up with what is it about, and this film is about black love. When I said that, it became a running joke. Like that's how, and I don't want to take it way to the left, but that's how strange it appeared when people heard that, like black love. Then it was like the running joke that everybody's film was about. This is about Taiwanese love. This is about, this love. This is about Cuban love. This, like everybody who was in, but not everybody. I think it was 17 of us. It was a good 12. It was a good 12 jokes about black love, right? To me, it was deadly serious. I laughed at it because I saw it wasn't getting any traction. But still, to my heart, I'm like, this is what this is about. This is about how the community, the film, the gist of the film is about men, other men stepping in and helping, or family members. Like my aunt would come in, and my father wasn't there, but I had the aunt, his sister, that type of stuff come in. Or he has 2 sisters that would come into my life who fill certain voids, and that's what the film was about like black love, where we have to come in and provide some of the fill in some of the blanks. Like my nephew, who was one of the major people, the characters in the film, and it's a documentary, so it's not a character, but one of the main people. It's really about he and I. His life, I filled in, and my brother filled in as men figures, father figures to him because he didn't have his father alive. And my nephew had like me, my brother, and his football coach first and forever. Like it's a football term, kind of, you know. So the film touches on all of that and black love. So I said, to me, what I want to come from anything is black love, but it's so foreign. But now I think there's a TV show and it's becoming more common to hear it. But there isn't a desire. There has been an attack from the beginning of us being here to separate us black people from being together and loving, like just by separating a kid and selling it over here and the husband over here and the wife here. She's going to stay here and have these kids. And the level of intentionality around breaking up the black family is rich, and it still comes into play today. You know, like that. I said when I went to Ellis Island with my daughter last year, there was a big trip. It was the Ellis Island. You got people going over there with their papers and they're scribbling their names with the pencil and getting their great grandmother's name on the paper. There's no great grandmother on the name. There's no great anything. You understand? So that separation is real. So there has to be intentionality around the love. And for me, black family, whether it's man, woman, I'm a heterosexual. So for me, black love and black family looks like me loving my black woman and taking care of my black woman. If wherever you fall into that, that's perfect. If you I'm not going to give the variables or the situations that it could be. It could be any number of things, but for me, I know that there's a respect for women that's missing. There's a hatred towards women, and it's not just black men. It's not a black man thing. You know, I'm not gonna own up to. I'm not gonna say, well, black men hate. I think men hate. I think there's a hatred towards women. That's something that I'm here, and I've hated women. Let me be clear. And if I hadn't made that clear, anything that I talk about for any man or any situation, I think my goal is to put myself in it. I don't talk about anything I don't know about intimately. I've been the wackest of dudes. I have been the wackest dude on the block. Corn. I have been that. I've been it. I got agreement from it. It was a bunch of us being whack. It was a thing that was cool to be whack. I'm not that now. And I could look back and say, yo, you know, that wasn't so great. And I have gone back to clean up some of those situations, you know, and I have seen families break up and disintegrate based on like nothing. It's my job is to hold it together. My job, I have my partner's a black woman. My daughter's a black woman. I need her to understand her power. My goal, I do focus a lot on my daughter, but I focus on empowering my partner as well. That's my intention. I need her to know that she's supported and loved and cared for, so that she doesn't even have to worry about that. So she could take leaps and she could just go fly. Because if it doesn't work out, whatever it is she's taking on, she doesn't need to worry about while she's away at a conference what antics I'm taking. For real, I'm 45. That's for like the young kids. That's a young kid's game. You understand? So I'm not about that. So I am about strengthening, and it takes intentionality to strengthen that. So yeah, I get that I am wired. My mother did a good job at wiring me. She wired me to have a certain level of respect for women. And in that, I know that she was wiring me. She gave me some faulty wiring as well. But she was definitely wiring me to be a good man. A good man. Not not like a millionaire, not a rich man, not a super functioning man, but just like a good man. Just be like a good person. Be a good person and be good to women. Be good to women. And since you living with me, Samin, be a good man in my home. And it started with like levels of respect. And she would let me like run amok. I like that word, like that phrase, run amok. Like she would let me have sex at home, right? And she said to me, listen, you can have sex in the house, which was insane at that time because my boys everybody's having sex. They weren't having it at home, or they were having it at home when their mothers were going to work, right? And there are no dads in these situations. There's no dads in these scenarios. So my mother would tell me, I want you to bring her here. Be here. Because I don't want you to have her on a rooftop. I don't want you to have her in somebody's basement. I don't want you having her in your friend's nasty back room, and she wasn't down for the games. And I didn't question. And it wasn't like it was a brothel and it was a turnaround. It was, it's one of those things like if you let a kid do something, which I'm not going to do at all, not this much, I didn't tend to do that a lot. It wasn't like, oh, hey, Mom, here she goes. This is Keisha. Hey, Mom, this is Tawana. Hey, Mom, this is Deborah. Hey, Mom. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. But that was what I grew up with, and it was a certain level of respect to be had for women. And I still carry that today. And as I've gone through relationships and realizing some of the mistakes I've made in relationships, I'm still haunted by the last time that I saw my wife alive. I didn't say I love you. It's facts. I'll probably die with that. I've had therapy about that. I've tried hypnosis about that. It's not like I'm not crying over it. I don't lose sleep over it. But sometimes it's like, that could have gone a whole nother way. I've done the recreation of the scenario again, and we both had a loving departure. But it comes back down to, I was right about something. I was very right. I was right to not say I love you. She was right to have an attitude and not say she loved me. How's that work out? Didn't, right? And so there's some of that in there where what does it take to actually clean up what mistakes are out there? What does it take to clean up the situation to be connected to the woman? Because I'm gonna wrap up because I really wanted to get this in and I want to keep it moving for the day. I'm gonna wrap up. Zora Neale Hurston. Their eyes are watching God. I'm terrible with, I think that's it, right? And she's done a few. Their eyes are watching God. There's a quote in this piece where she says, Black men get beat up in the world, right? And now she's writing from the 1890s, I believe. That story is written in. So we kind of have a shape of what the world looks like, right? And she says Black men go out and get beaten. Sometimes physically, but mentally, financially, just get beaten because there's no space. They're unwanted and they're here and they get beaten. And then they go home and take that out on the Black woman. There's something about that space, I believe, still exists today. And especially in a space where we don't have hiring and firing power. We really don't. We don't have a lot of hiring and firing. There's some Black business. That's maybe clear. But over time, who's really running things? So if I can't go out and directly get hired, I can't. I request to get hired. Even when I want to teach, I have to go to a school, and it's run by whoever runs it by. There has not been one person that I've presented my resume in front of that was a man of color or a woman of color. The receptionist was a woman of color. In most parts, in most places, but not the person that I sat there and talked to. And it was fantastic. They worked out decadently. But it wasn't like, yo, it was good. It was none of that. Even professionally, none of that. It was just like, okay, and what did you do? Oh, and you know him? Yes, I do know him. Oh, okay, because he made the call. Like that type of connection. We don't have hiring, firing power, but we bring that back home. And the black woman gets the brunt of that. I don't think that happens in any other, and I could be 1,000% wrong, but there's no intentionality on shutting anybody down the way they try to shut this group down. And then it comes back. So if I'm not a person I don't put hands on, but I have other ways of releasing that stress. It's been drugs. It's been alcohol. It's been women. You know what I understand? It's been other addictions. It's been other things that's like, yo, I need not to feel whatever that felt like. But a lot of times you bring it home to the wife who has to deal with it and build you back up and then go out and do her thing. And I'm about black love. So, and how I ended up talking to him, and I explained a lot of this to him, all of this to him. And he was like, yo, you just love women. You just have a love for women. And I was like, yeah, I love women. And he was like, not like, I was like, yeah, come on, son. Yeah, I love it. He was like, nah, not even like, not like that. You have a love for women. And I do. But I have a love for me and I have a love for men, right? Yeah, you heard, yeah. But I mean, like, I have a love for us. I have a love, and because that's a missing. That is a definite missing. A love, or like a lovingness, a loving that I have it. I'm not the president. I'm not the spokesperson. I'm just one dude sitting on this orange couch looking at Amazon packages to my left that need to be opened, gifts to my daughter. You know what I mean? So that's just my little cup of tea, which is right here. My cup of tea is literally right here. And this is a mug that my daughter bought me. I had to put some pressure on her. I was like, yo, I'm going to wrap up. But yeah, this I put pressure on her. I was like, yo, she bought me this for Father's Day. I said, it's a blue, I think this is 32 ounce hydro flask. I said, so what you getting me for Father's Day? She's like, oh, well, we're making, this was 2 years ago, so she would have been in third grade. Well, we're making, I was like, I don't want anything you're making. She was like, what? I don't want. I said, do I make you stuff? She was like, no, but you're not a kid. I was like, yeah, you're a kid, but you got money. I want you to spend money on me. She was like, well, how? How can I spend money? I'm like, you can go into your wallet. She had 3 banks, a spend, a save, and a give. You could go into your spend, and you could buy me a gift. Well, how can I buy you anything? You take me everywhere. I was like, we'll figure it out. But you have to want to know how to spend money. That became a thing. Now she knows how to spend money and she gets me gifts regularly. We worked it out. I can take her to a store and go to the front. She goes to the back, or Tasha will take her. And so we figured it out. But that, I got it. I don't want you to do your little hand and the thing. And I don't want that. I don't want anything. I got to figure out where to put it. And I know that sounds terrible, but I got enough of those. I got enough of these sketches. Everything is not fantastic. Every little is not fantastic. You know, I got it. I get it. I appreciate it. I love it. I live in a condo. Where am I putting all these shreds of paper? You know what I'm saying? Where am I putting this? But I do, though. I scan it and I put it away. But I want gifts. If make me something from your heart at home over time. Not that classroom. We're gonna do this. So, and I heard I was terrible for doing that. I've been worse. Anyway, that is my 2 cents on black love. It's a real thing. Not to take away from anybody else's love, not to cause a bloody revolution. Just like it's okay for me to love and let the person know that I love them and actually express and show them love, and show them not just sex, which is a way of showing love, but also like, I got you. Because I've been a part of, I don't have you. And what I'm going to do is give you little bits of insecurity so that you're not stable. And I'm going to, gaslight you and make you think you're bugging. And And not that I was like some diabolical person. I'm just been weak-minded man. You know, I've been a weak man. Like, you weak, son. But nobody could call that out. Like, who was I gathered people around who had made that okay. You understand? No, but it's not okay. And I'm not the gather around person. I'm not co-signing BS. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear about it. Son, you're doing BS. And that's real. And that's what you want to do? I don't need you to be my conscience. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Just don't tell me about it. But apparently you do want me to be your conscience. And I'm not certified to be anybody's conscience, but I'm not also certified to hear about the BS because I know where it goes. And I know how detrimental it is. And I know how unnecessary it is. I was a grown boy, 20s, 30s, you know, but a boy behavior, boy thoughts, boy actions. I'm a man today. You know, I'm declaring I'm a man today, but real talk, I'm a man today. And men do men things. Men do men things. And we have to decide what men, I've decided what a man thing is for me. And on one level, how I am with woman, man with woman, is to empower her, to let her know that you could go out there, you're going to get beat up because they're going to treat you however they want to. They're going, and then now, you know, now they still having these talks about how can we help you? Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's some lack of training all around. She's going to go out there and get beat to a pulp, and come home. And I gotta have the cloth and the tourniquet and let me wipe you off and let me get you ready and like a manager in the corner, like the corner man, and get your ass ready for tomorrow. You know, it's not so much now because we home, but going to work, come on, son, for real, it's whack. Now, how whack would it be for her to go out there and get that and then come home and get whackness from me because I got some issues that I can't speak to and I can't be supportive and I can't create that world that we rock together, right? We rock together. Like this is, you don't have to worry. We got a plan. We sticking to it. You don't got to worry about it. You don't got to touch my phone, but you can if you if you feel so inclined, but you don't got to do all that. Prefer you not to. Don't want to touch that. You don't want to touch mine. I don't touch your phone. You don't touch, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm getting off the jack. Love your daughters. Take good care. Take good care. I appreciate you for hanging out with me a little bit on this. I was gonna say Sunday because it's dark, but it's Wednesday, and Cyan doesn't have school tomorrow. So we'll see what that is like for us. My glasses off to the side. I do wear glasses. I do. I'm gonna put them on. And I hardly ever wear them. I don't go anywhere without my glasses. Do I look more distinguished? Would you give me a loan? Would you give me a loan like this? Would you give me a loan? Not with the hoodie, right? I need to button up. Anyway, love your daughters. Take good care of your family. Love your sons. That's Cyan yelling out, love your daughters. She's adding all children. Stay out of here. Now stay out. So she's getting her 2 pence. She's staying up late. She's watching video because she doesn't have. Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing stuff. What is that? Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing people's names on here. What? I never look over here. What is happening? Nope. I'm going to check that later. I don't know what that is over here. Anyway, love your daughters. Take good care of yourself. I think it's going to be a little bit of something with the storm tomorrow. It looks like it's getting up there. But my HOA, you know, the people that I complain about paying every month because they don't do much, but they do a little bit of something. But right now, because I don't have to have a shovel, you know, my girl was like, my woman, she was like, do you have a shovel? I was like, in my office, which is, 40 minutes away return, 20 and 20. I'm not going to get it. She was like, well, we need a shovel. I'm like, have you forgotten? I paid for a shovel. And they came. They are out there right now taking care of business. So, yay for the HOA. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. Again, this is Samin. This is the Sam Maya Show. And I'll be back tomorrow. Take fantastic care of yourself and be safe. Really. Peace.